Hi, this is Anna Wells with IEN's Finishing World reporting from Surfin 2016. I'm here with Frank Desilva from ACM Technologies, and we're here to talk a little bit about your company and goals. So tell us a little bit about ACM Technologies.
Thanks, Anna. ACM Technologies is a company that regenerates resins that have been used to purify rinse waters. And the company allows platers to reuse their rinse water, save water from going down the drain, and also save water consumption.
So what kind of markets do you target with that technology typically?
Well, the plating industry is pretty straightforward. Platers have work that gets rinsed in a high purity rinse bath. And that bath gets contaminated over time from the work that goes through it. Our units purify that rinse water so it can be reused. So we do what's called close the loop. We close the loop. So the plating facility does not have to discharge the contaminated rinse water. They can reuse it. So one of the things that I like to say about that is when you recycle that water, every gallon of water that you recycle, you actually save 2 gallons of water. And the thinking there is, because you're recycling, you're not paying for the water that you're bringing in. You're not bringing in new water because you're reusing water. And you're not paying to put water down the drain. And these days, most plants are paying for water that they bring in from the city and paying for water that they discharge to the city. Close the loop, save the water, and especially today in times of drought in the Southwest, I'm located in California, everyone is under pressure to save water in their industrial operation, and ACM Technologies can do that.
That's interesting. We see a lot of emphasis on efficiency, especially since the recession, as companies are looking to control their costs in a little bit smarter way. So have you seen that increase over time, over the last 10 years or so? That people
absolutely. You know, historically, some plating operations would be located next to a river or even the ocean because of discharge. My first job in this industry was in 1980, and it was at a facility that was on the Arthur Kill River next to New York City. And you know, the company was 100 years old and they were on the river so they could discharge to the river. But of course, EPA stepped in, put a stop to that, and they were a good example because they were under constraints to come into environmental compliance. Not only to stop putting metals into the river, but to make sure that the metals that they put into their discharge were in compliance with what the receiving utility could handle. Okay, so that's an example of an industry that would treat their wastewater to a degree where they could discharge it. ACM Technologies takes it another step by eliminating the discharge. Reuse that water, why not?
What else? What else are you doing right now that's really exciting that we should know about?
Well, one of the things that's always exciting to me, you know, plating is plating, but there are plenty of niches that the metal finishing industry is in, and I like getting involved with those. There's the military, there's NASA, there's projectiles, all this neat guy stuff, you know, that metal finishing is involved with, that I love seeing these new technologies. You know, I can remember being at a plating operation that did the circuit boards for the Patriot missiles. Wow. You know, that we were sending over to Iraq. Yeah. And there's similar applications here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always neat when you know how big some of this stuff is, you know?
Yes,
so you're a small part of it, but it's just such a huge, interesting...
Yes, I was present for an equipment checkout at the International Space Station Assembly Building a few years back.
Wow.
And that was fascinating.
Yeah.
And I was using ion exchange to remove contaminants from the cooling room.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah. It was.
Well, good. Thank you so much, Frank, for joining us today. It was great chatting, and this is Anna Wells reporting from Surfin 2016.